An angler's beach shelter has become an iconic feature on nearly every corner of UK coastline, and with a broad range of options on the market, it can be difficult to decide which one best suits your individual needs. That's why I decided to put IMAX's offering of the Storm Safe Shelter V2 to the test. It's one thing putting a beach shelter up in your garden or living room and thinking, that looks great, but it can be another in the real world. So I took the IMAX out for the first time in a Force 5 wind to see how easy and durable this shelter is. One of the first things to note is that the IMAX comes in at a comfortable 2.9 kilos, plenty light enough for those long walks to your favourite mark. It's advertised a little heavier at 3.5 kilos, but this is including the tent pegs it's sold with, which most of us probably won't use. One slight negative about this tent is the curve at the top when packed away. This can prevent it from sliding into side pockets of some rod quivers. The IMAX doesn't come with any instructions, so it's definitely worth getting familiar with the setup before your first session. In the bag, you'll find this top section pole, something not to lose under the sand. When it comes to setting up, the tent simply folds out with no other separate parts needed. The easiest way to erect this type of shelter is to lay it facing down and pile sand on the rear curtain before lifting it up and expanding the frame. The IMAX has 4 pole sections that extend to give the full height of the shelter. These can be easily raised and lowered with a simple latch clamp. The bottom of each pole is attached to prevent it being extended too far. Once the 4 legs are in place, simply dig out the roof pole that you didn't lose in the sand and insert it into the top of the frame. There are then 2 sections of string that feed through the roof hood to give it some structure. I have to say, this setup doesn't feel the most robust, but it stood the test against some extreme wind and rain so far, so I can't complain. A really handy feature on the IMAX that I did like are these front curtains, which are easy to roll in and out and prevent a lot of wind and rain from entering the shelter. Whilst the front does not zip up, they can be useful if a bit of privacy is needed. Another huge selling point for this shelter is just how protected you are when inside. I've now used the IMAX on multiple sessions in baking sunlight to torrential rainstorms, and it really does offer full protection from the elements thanks to the side curtains and that extended roof hood. There's a good amount of space for one angler and all their gear. If trying to accommodate 2, however, I'd maybe look for some of the bigger options on the market, although you will sacrifice some of the weight savings. Overall, I think the IMAX offers fantastic value for money with a solid yet practical design, and would be ideal for the wandering angler looking for a lightweight tent that's capable of sheltering them from even the worst conditions. If you'd like to see more of this IMAX in action, why not check out this video here, where I fished 4 marks in 4 days, including the likes of Chesil Beach and Southbourne. Or how about this one, which YouTube thinks is the best suited video of mine for you to watch.